Happy New Year! Happy New Year to you. 2023, I mean, I know I begin every year by saying that's the future, but that's what it feels like now. We're in the 2020s. Madness, isn't it? I hope you had a cracking festive season. I mean, technically speaking, it hasn't really ended. In the Middle Ages, it went all the way through January. So, you know, we could embrace that. I think this is a monkey puzzle tree, isn't it? I might have got that wrong. So what we're doing today, well, we're back down in South London, which obviously doesn't instantly necessarily mean we're picking up our walk along River Quaggy, but that is what we're doing. I just couldn't resist doing it. I've wanted to do it ever since the last one. I was going to do it the following walk. That's the beginning of November. Time just passes by. There was disruption to the trains, but we're out again. We're doing it today. It's not an amazing amount of time today. It's coming up for 2 o'clock. It's sunsets at 4, but it doesn't make a lot of sense coming out this late to do this walk, but I'm going to do it anyway because the river is calling me, and I feel that must be the deity of the Quaggy calling me, and I must answer the call of the deity of the River Quaggy. So we're going to pick up the river down here in Sutcliffe Park. I think technically we're in Eltham now. This is Eltham Road, and this is actually, funnily enough, is the next place where you can get beside the river. Well, I haven't found the river yet, but after do you remember we were down in Lee Green on Lee Road, and then it went round the houses as the river went through a sports ground. I was trying to find a way into the sports ground, and then basically lost it, became pitch black. So this is resuming the walk from the next viable point beside the water. This is Sutcliffe Park, which is named after a former borough engineer, and this park was created in the 1930s. It was previously known as Harrow Meadow, and what's interesting is that the area was very prone to flooding, so when they turned it into a park, they put the Quaggy into a culvert. I'm pretty sure I can see the Quaggy up ahead there. So it's interesting that that flooding would have been created by the Quaggy, which is not a vast watercourse. We'll see in a minute, but I'm sure you remember what it was like. And it says a lot, I guess, in a way, that the person who tamed the Quaggy, or did they tame the Quaggy, had the park named after them. Now, as ever, these information boards in local parks are sometimes real gold mines. And I love kind of finding information on the walk rather than bringing it with me and imposing it on the walk. And this one's great because it tells you about the landscaping and how it's helped protect the surrounding area from flooding. Look, it says here, the River Quaggy restored to its historic course has been uncovered, removed from its culvert after 50 years beneath the ground. So it's an example of daylighting, what we call daylighting. And the river meanders over 500 metres through marshy meadows. And you can see, look, the flood retention area. So you allow the Quaggy to flood this area. It's great. I wish they would do that everywhere that rivers have been forced beneath the ground into culverts. And here it is. Here's the Quaggy. And you can see just running naturally, free of any kind of culverting or concrete, meandering through the marshy meadow. What a glorious sight. It was worth coming out here today just to catch this view of the Quaggy, the way it meanders naturally through this park after how we'd seen it running through Lewisham in a culvert being pushed underground, very much contained. This is a real thing of beauty. And, you know, I had my doubts about whether it was worth coming out here just for 2 hours and whether we would get to the point where the Quaggy becomes the Kyd Brook. That's going to be the end of the walk. I hope that's going to be the end of the walk today. But actually now I don't care. I've seen this. This alone was worth the journey down here today. Really fills up the heart, and it's a great way to start the new year, to look forward by immersing oneself in this natural beauty, but in harmony with the built environment. That's almost a thing of perfection. can see here on the path where the Quaggy has flooded the path and overflowed. And look, and where the water is running back into the river. I love this. This is a real thing of beauty. So it seems like here the Quaggy is once again in a culvert. It must run under the ground for a bit. It runs through a lot of open spaces in this section, but yes, I guess it must need a means to get over the road. I think we should enjoy this view of the Quaggy here, because I'm actually not sure how accessible it is for the next stage of the walk, because it goes through a series of sports grounds which from previous experience tend to be shut to the general public. So let's drink in the waters of the Quaggy here before we have to pick it up quite a bit further down the way. Of course, the beauty of the urban river walk is that even when the river's not accessible, whether buried or above ground, it's still defining the route of the walk, and that's the beauty of it. That's the purpose of it partly. It's not just to walk beside the river or to walk on top of the river if it's buried, but it's for it to lead you through the built environment. Or, and in this case it's a very suburban environment. We're going to be zigzagging around houses. I think we're going to cross sort of like quite a main arterial road, all because we're trying to get to the Quaggy, but can't for a bit, I don't think. But we'll keep looking, we'll keep trying, we'll look for glimpses. So the Quaggy is down there in this tumble of weeds, and then it flows across this road here and between those houses on the far side, and then it eventually goes through a sports ground. I don't think any of that is accessible, so I think we have to walk down this busy road here to the roundabout. I think we've got a lot of road walking along busy roads before we see the river again. That is quite an elaborate petrol station here. I think that must have been something else. My guess would be a pub that must be listed, right? Otherwise they would have knocked it down and built an actual petrol station. What a fascinating building. Somebody in the comments will know what that building once was. So you can see here it says it's Colf School, the Leather Sellers Sports Ground. And the gate is locked inevitably, and I think I can see where the Quaggy would be running on the other side. There's also the Civil Service Sports Ground over there. And one thing I'm not going to do on this walk is waste precious time and daylight trying to get into places that I actually can't access. So I'm going to push on along that terrible road. Look at that majestic building over there. The Dutch House now looks like it's a pub built in the Dutch style. It's going to have a story, that pub, isn't it? I have to look that up when I get home. If not, someone will definitely have stories about that pub in the comments. Just off the madness of the Sidcup Road here, have this bridge. And there we have the Quaggy. How glorious to see it. Wow, it's running quite fast there, isn't it? And now somehow I've got to get across this road. I've got a horrible feeling I might have to walk all the way back up the way I've just walked to find a crossing, or I have to dash across here in a kind of, I don't know. We'll work it out. Now into Mottingham Lane, SE12. Hey, and look at that. And there's the Quaggy once more. So we didn't have to leave it for an enormous amount of time. It's a shame to see all this horrible fly tipping here, just off the road. That's disgraceful, isn't it? That is definitely going to incur the wrath of the river gods. They will catch up with whoever did that. You can see here the Quaggy has crossed the road and is running along a culvert, quite wide here actually. So we're seeing a lot more of the river than I actually feared that we would along here, which is great. We've got about another half an hour of daylight. I'm going to have to check the map here because I don't really know what to do here. This is where the river runs through Capel Manor College. The gate is open, but I don't think you can, you know, it's a private college. Not a private college, but it's a college. So we'll have gated grounds, but I'll consult the maps and then crack on. Well, the good news is I can find a route along the Capital Ring which will lead me back to the river. The bad news is I won't finish the walk today. I won't get to the point where the Quaggy meets the Kyd Brook. Unfortunately, if I went, I could go around the roads to get to Grove Park, but it will be dark by the time I get there, I think. So it'll be a bit of, so I think I'll cut my losses and do a bit of the Capital Ring here. It might mean there's a Quaggy Part 3, maybe, maybe not. Great to see this old milestone here by the roadside. This is a great place to have found myself at sunset here at the top of this hill. Bit of high ground breaking through. It feels like we're on the edge of the countryside. And we are just going to cross the road there and go onto the Capital Ring, which is probably where we'll lose the light. This is actually the Green Chain Walk, not the Capital Ring. The Green Chain's just South London. Walked bits of that before. This is a very enticing path. This walk has really delivered in every way today. I nearly didn't do it because I thought, well, is it worth it for just 2 hours of daylight? But I just couldn't go anywhere else. It was really calling me. Like I said, the deity of the Quaggy was calling me out here. And it's exactly what I needed to start the new year. Perfect, absolutely perfect in every respect. The fact that we're not going to get to the point where the Quaggy becomes the Kyd Brook is irrelevant, really. Like walking down this path now is exactly where I wanted to be today. Oh, fills you up for the year ahead. So actually it is the Capital Ring. It's the Capital Ring and the Green Chain Walk, both of them. What a wonderful double bill that is. And here it is once more, the beautiful little River Quaggy, the best named river in the world. Quaggy continues along down here. There is a footpath here. Actually, it doesn't show up on my map. There's less daylight than the camera is making it appear. It sort of slightly overcompensates with the gloom. But I'm going to keep going until it gets completely dark. So who knows? We may get to the point where the Quaggy meets the Kyd Brook. I like to think that that zebra crossing is just literally there, marking the course of the river. Bit of luck, we got to the gates of Chinbrook Meadows just before they closed. So we can get through the meadows and hopefully the gates will be open on the other side. And the Quaggy is here, just beside the path. It runs through the meadows. Wow, this is glorious. The Quaggy here, free of its culvert. Isn't it majestic, running through this lovely little park here, Chinbrook Meadows, which raises a possibility. The Chinbrook must be a tributary of the Quaggy, I guess. How wonderful. This reminds me of the early sections of the Quaggy when we were near Lewisham, you know, where the Manor Park and all those lovely little parks around there. Quaggy's flowing in a tunnel beneath the railway line here, so we're going to have to divert around and then come all the way to the other side. I think, or I hope, we can still get another sighting of it before we lose it. Well, I was going to say forever, before it becomes the Kyd Brook. Yep, and here it is once more. Every sighting of the river is a blessing. From here, it goes through some houses and then it basically becomes the Kyd Brook somewhere in the middle of a golf course. I'm not far away from here, but I don't know if we'll be able to get to that point. But let's at least try to get one more sighting whilst it's still named the River Quaggy. The Quaggy is crossing the road here, just somewhere near that street lamp. So according to the maps, it continues as the Quaggy for a short distance on Sundridge Golf Course there, before becoming the Kyd Brook, or bearing in mind that it's flowing the other way, it's the Kyd Brook and then it becomes the Quaggy over there on that golf course, a short distance from the fence here. Unfortunately we can't get in. Well, not this way anyway. I suppose we could go on a massive loop, but I don't really see the point of that. I feel like this completes our walk along the Quaggy. That feels like a good place to wrap up my walk along the Quaggy. You could say it's a technicality to say that that's the end or the beginnings of the Quaggy, because it's a continuous water source that starts as the Kyd Brook, becomes the Quaggy, and actually apparently back there in Chinbrook Meadows, that was what that section of the watercourse was once known as well. But for me, I feel a sense of completion. What a glorious walk it's been. It's been one of my favourite river walks. I mean, I love them all, obviously, as you well know. So thank you so much for joining me on that first walk of 2023. The first walk of 2023. We're off and running for what's going to be an amazing year of walking. Thank you so much to my wonderful supporters on Patreon, and also to my my channel members here on YouTube. And as I always like to say, I look forward to seeing the next walk, wherever that may be. And I will get those designs that people very generously made uploaded, and so you can buy them on mugs and t-shirts and, well, and whatever else you want them on, really. Take care. Happy New Year, and what a wonderful year ahead we've got of amazing walks. I hope you come along with me. Yeah, it's going to be a great year.